Hello everyone, it's Sultan again, and in this video we are going to cover another prospecting tool, and one of my favorites actually, that's called Apollo. As soon as you enter Apollo, you have your search function. Now, to note in Apollo, it's not only a prospecting tool, but also like LinkedIn, where you can do your outreach through InMails. On Apollo, you can build email sequences, which we're going to cover on another video. But just to note, something very, very helpful you have in this tool as well. So let's stick to prospecting for now. Again, just like LinkedIn, you can search people and companies. But in Apollo, what I really like is that it has a few more filters, which we'll cover in a second. But yeah, so what you could do is search by individual. If you want to target someone in specific, and in Apollo you can actually get access to their email address as well as their mobile number. Now, of course, this tool doesn't have every single email address out there and contact mobile number, but it has a very, very rich database. So, which I'll show you in a second. So let's jump right into it here. We can search by individuals and filter by personas. So if you have created customer profiles in the past, your ideal customer profiles, which here are called personas, you can save them and reuse them in your prospecting, just to speed things up, right? So you can see that I have a bunch here. So financial leaders within the UAE, C-suite individuals within the UAE again, commercial influencers. You can create your own, right? Which we'll cover as well. Now, so you can filter when you first are getting started by job title again. So you can go on to say marketing manager, or say rather than manager, we wanted decision makers. We always want to reach decision makers. So let's say marketing directors. Right, maybe chief marketing officers. All right, and you get the idea here, okay? Or what you could do is, just like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can actually choose management level. So owner, founder, C-suite, partner, VP, head, and director. So these would be our decision makers. Anything below, not so much, but of course within smaller organizations, title that include managers tend to have decision making authority. All right, again, let's see who is relevant to us. In our case, we are selling lead generation services in Division 50, which I'll be using throughout this video as an example. So I want to be talking to decision makers within marketing. Yep. And I can also pick sales, right? So then business development, which is included under sales. Perfect. So these would be my departments and job functions that I want to focus on. And then right here, you can save it as a persona for yourself to access in the future. Right. All right. So you can search individuals within a certain company, which I'm not going to do just now. I will focus on locations rather. So let me pick United States. All right. Maybe Canada as well. So what it's doing is that it's filtering my search of individuals within these countries. And then you can also see that the search is narrowing down. So the total has gone down to 1 million results. All right. So you can also filter by email status. Verified is very important. This is basically telling Apollo that I want to filter to individuals that you have their emails on record, and these emails are verified. The reason I do this is related to my outreach later on. When I do send emails to these individuals, cold emails, I want to make sure that these emails are legit to protect my domain, because if I'm going to go for guest ones that might not necessarily be the real emails, they're going to bounce back, which then hurts my email deliverability. All right, just a trick that you could keep in mind, right? Again, we have just other filters here related to the individual, but I think as a start, this is just enough. Now let's move on to our companies. How do we search for companies? So does it say here, the following filters will not be applied in companies? All right, no worries. So what do I want to do? I want to start clean from companies, remove all filters. I want to choose where these companies are headquartered. So I can choose United States. Now I like to use the United States because I can promote globally, right? So United States is a great market, people with high purchasing power, as well as it's a massive market. So a lot of companies there. So United States, again, maybe let's use Canada, but of course, keep in mind that everything here is unique to you. So where do you want to promote your product or service? It can be in any country. Just as an example, we choose these. Now we choose the size of the company or the number of employees. Again, for Division 50, which is a lead generation agency, I can choose smaller companies, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 50. Then if I want to push it, maybe 51 to 100, okay? Because we tend to focus on smaller companies, startups within the software and technology industry. And again, here, we are going to be able to choose the industry. So let's choose technology, all right? Information technology and services. Let's choose software, computer software. So let's see if they have development, software development, program development, perfect. All right, and you can see the more we filter, the more the numbers narrow down. So we're down to 290,000 companies in the United States and Canada that are headquartered there, okay? So there's this new feature, buyer or buying intent, which I haven't really dabbled with, but what I think I've experienced this function before on another tool. This basically shows buyer intent based on their Google search, right? So if a company is searching or actively searching for a specific, so intent topic, expense management software, right? So it will identify whether a company is searching for these terms, so expense management software, and then it will tell us that, okay, this company or people that work within this company are actively searching for these terms, which will help us be more targeted with our approach, all right? But that's something for later, just for you to keep in mind. What I like to do is for Division 50, again, I want to be targeting technology and software companies, and this is something that Apollo is really strong with. Some other tools out there, which are very good as well, don't have this. You can target by funding, all right? So for me, I like to, like we said, Division 50, target startups that are, say, on their seed round, right? Or have just raised through angel investors before Series A, all right? Very important, before Series A, angel and seed, because they most likely are in their early stage of their startup, whereas they're still putting together their commercial initiatives and so on, and might be on the lookout for lead generation services. Maybe they don't have the resources, internal resources, and this is just for me to share with you on how I approach my outreach and prospecting, right? How I create my ideal customer profile. So these companies early on don't have the resources to do their lead generation. So I do approach them and offer them my services, which make more sense. Maybe they want to outsource it as a start until they form the team and have individuals that they can then train on do their own prospecting and outreach in-house. So just to higher my chances to be speaking to the right people. So I select, again, what stage they're at in their funding. Then you see I'm left with 3,000 here. And addition to the funding here, I can choose the dates. So I want to make it more relevant. So the last funding round date, I want to make it since the beginning of 2002, right, until today. See here we have 331 companies that have raised through angels or have raised for their seed round in the countries we've chosen for the past year, and I have these companies, right? So I think this gives you an idea of how powerful this tool can be. And the more time you spend using it, the more creative you can become with your filtering, and the better you get at prospecting. That's it for this video. I hope you found some value in this, and I will see you on the next one.